Lost in Austin, I stalled, paused, my eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise, crystal chandeliers, focus reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving the grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is Wednesday, the day before the Thunder do what we thought that they would do, is beat the Pacers in 6 games, and so we're going to talk about that. But let's start out with Caitlin Clark and what's going on with her in the WNBA and how people are treating her. And I'm going to admit at first I thought it was kind of a race thing at first because who was picking on her, but now that I've watched it a little bit more, it's not about race at all. It's about players' jealousy, players not wanting to acknowledge or actually acknowledging her greatness by the way that they're treating her. And I saw someone, or I heard someone talk about her comparison to the way they treated Jordan and the way they treated Steph. Well, they didn't treat Steph like this in the beginning because it took Steph, 4 or 5 years before Steph really became Steph, whereas Michael and Caitlin came right in. Now, it wasn't until Michael reached the level of where he was going to be able to take over the league that the Pistons felt insecure, felt threatened by what Jordan and the Bulls were doing. That's when they started the beating up of Michael Jordan. And then, of course, they got Oakley for that. When I look at what Caitlin Clark is doing and what's going on with her, I see the same pattern. And that's why I'm saying I don't include Steph in that, because Caitlin and Jordan's impact were immediate. And these girls are feeling threatened. But the issue I have, don't poke her in the eye. What you poking an eye for? Don't. If you want to be dirty or whatever, which is what the NBA was for a little while ago, and David Stern said, and we're going to stop all that nonsense. And then that's what the flagrant 1s and 2s and that kept in. The WNBA is going to have to do something like that. I'm sorry, if you want to push her down, if you want to be physical, cool. But poking her in the eye, taking a cheap shot at her legs, something that could ruin her career, ruin her future, I'm out on that. She got poked in the eye last year. The second time it's happened. I have an issue with that. I have an issue with dirty play. I don't have an issue with hard fouls. None. I've committed hard fouls. I've gotten hard fouls committed on me. I have no problem with the physicality. Zero. I believe there's room for physicality. That's what I like about the playoffs in the NBA. And I hate about the regular season. Now, I get it. You can't play like that anymore because the athletes are more physical and athletic than they were back when we played. There were still some guys who were athletes, but the physicality and the number of them have drastically increased. So I get that you can't do it during the season. But in the playoffs, I'm like, dude, step up, which is why James Harden hadn't been able to do anything in the playoffs consistently. But when you look at what I'm talking about, this is what you have to understand. You have to understand the fact that Caitlin Clark is the reason why you're flying private. Caitlin Clark is the reason why you're able to do the things you're doing. That's why. It's Caitlin Clark. She's the reason why y'all have the viewership. She's the reason why things are increasing here in the WNBA. She's the reason, not y'all. You took her away for those few weeks she was hurt, your attendance went down. understand now, your jealousy, I get it. The NBA players were jealous of Jordan. I get it. But on the flip side of that, ladies, appreciate the fact that you're flying private. Remember, too, before she got there, y'all were griping about how you had to sit around in airports. Hell, I remember what that's like, having to sit around in airports and wait on connecting flights. We have to deal with that as a regular person. 2-hour layover to get over here. Now you can't fly directly to Kansas City. Really? I can't fly directly to Dallas on multiple flights. I can't fly directly to Kansas City. I can't fly directly to Houston. I can't fly. Wait, what? I only have one flight. If I have any, none to Kansas City. But if I get one, really? I don't get one? So, yeah, I get it. But be thankful the fact if it wasn't for that young lady, y'all would not be able to travel the way you're traveling, what you were griping about before. So let's deal with that. Now, let's talk about LeBron. LeBron. You talk about on your show, on your little thing, which I don't even listen to because I'm not a fan of yours. I don't really give a shit what you say, to be honest with other people. But when you talk about this, I laugh. Bro, you can't call yourself the greatest. You can't talk about how chips, because of how many chips you got, that talks about people talk about how great you were. Nobody diminishes Charles Barkley's greatness because he did not win a championship. No one. Charles Barkley is one of the top 15 players ever in the history of the NBA. No one says he's not great. No one says Dan Marino is not one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the league. Nobody. Russell Wilson has a chip. Nobody's going to say Russell Wilson is better than Dan Marino. That's not coming out of nobody's mouth. Allen Iverson didn't win a championship. Nobody's talking about how Allen Iverson's not great. What you're judged on, LeBron, is the fact that you are going against the person who was 6 for 6, not 4 for 10. Not the person who's jumped for 3 different teams. You went from Cleveland to Miami to play with a super team to get a chip because you know you couldn't get one there in Cleveland, which is what you thought. Then you jump back to Cleveland because Pat Riley said, we're not changing stuff for you, and you got mad, so you went back to a team you could control. After they burned your jerseys and talked all the stuff that they said to you. And let's talk about that for a minute. And the only reason why you won there is because Draymond Green, your buddy. Draymond doesn't get kicked out of Game 5. Y'all don't win Game 5. You get beat once again 4-1. Or swept. You weren't going to swept because y'all won one. So let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about the fact that you finally jumped to the West finally, because I'd said all along, if you're the greatest or you think you're the greatest, come to the West. That's where all the players are. Come to the place that everybody's already beaten you. What's up, Burgess? How you doing? Come to the West, bro. You stayed in the East. Come to the West. You can't beat any teams in the West in the finals. Now you're going to jump to super teams, and let's face it, your first time around, you get smashed by the Spurs. Then you switch teams, and you go with D Wade and Chris Bosh, and you get beat by the Mavericks and Rick Carlisle. You get beat by them. You don't even show up in Game 1, and all your supporters like Nick, what's his name, talks about, oh, everybody's going to hang that over his neck. Bro, he was scared. Okay? We never saw Jordan scared. We never saw any of that. Hey, Angel, what's up? Yeah, Angel, he needed 2 more superstars. Let's talk about all that. If you want to talk about that, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what he's done. Let's talk about that, bro. Does championships matter? You're damn right they matter. You are 4 for 10. Now, being a Laker fan, I'm going to take the chip that you won in the bubble. But come on, that's the bubble, but still, I'm going to take it. You haven't sniffed the finals but once. Well, you got there last year, and what happened? Or 2 years ago, Denver smashed you. You can't call yourself the GOAT, bro. People have to mention that. Jordan has never, that I can ever remember, hear him saying, I'm the best ever. You win, you talk about chips don't matter, but after you won your first one, what are the first words out of your mouth? Oh, I believe I'm the greatest of all time now. So after you won one in Cleveland, after you won your, what was your third, I'm the greatest of all time. Really? So does chips not matter? They mattered then, but now you realize you're not going to win any in LA. They don't matter. Is that what you're saying? What are you saying? When you're great, you don't have to talk about it. People call you the greatest. You are not in a position to call yourself greatest. But what you're trying to do is change the narrative now because you know, being with the Lakers, you don't have a chance. Why? Because you look at what we're doing in Oklahoma City. You look at what Minnesota's doing. You look at what the Mavericks are now building up their Mavericks, getting Cooper Flag when that happens, when Kyrie comes back. You look at what Denver, they're going to make some moves to get better. And I'm not sure you'd be Golden State. And you look at Houston and what they're doing. The West is loaded, bro. You ain't got a chance in LA. You get Luka, that's great. But you didn't get anything for him. I mean, you didn't give away. I mean, what do you have? You don't have a center. You have you and him. You think y'all gonna beat somebody in a 7-game series? You're 43, whatever, and age is undefeated. But to get back to my point, you can't call yourself the greatest. Somebody else has to do that. You can't talk about how chips don't matter. They do. You can't talk about how chips keep people from being the greatest players ever. No, they don't. No, they don't. But they help solidify that being great, yes. Charles Barkley would win a chip. We just say he won one. That doesn't make him, we're not going to think of him any greater. Dr. J has one. We don't think of him any greater. Chips matter. You're in here trying to change the narrative. Look at what you did to the league. You made it to where you had to join super teams because to win a chip, everybody, so they followed you. We're not going to try hard in the All-Star game. Everybody followed you. Let's talk about your record in winning game in significant games in college, which you didn't attend. Let's talk about the Pan Am games. Let's talk about the Olympics, when all that stuff matters. Let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about what you did there. Let's compare you and Kobe and Michael in that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the things that really matter, bro. And winning matters. Winning the chip matters. What you do in the playoffs matter. What you do beating people matters. Let's see, do I have that in here? Oh, man, I need to find it. Because I saw this stat between Michael, Kobe, and LeBron. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, wow, that really says a lot right there. Okay, here we go. In championship playing, okay, this is championships. This is for the gold medal. This is for the Pan American or FIBA gold medals, NCAAs. This doesn't count. This is between Kobe, Michael, and LeBron. Michael Jordan, he's the only one played in college. He won a chip. He has one. The Pan American Games, Michael has 2 gold medals. In the FIBA championships, Michael has 1. Excuse me, Michael has 2. Kobe has 1 in the Pan American Games. LeBron has a bronze and a gold medal. Let's talk about the Olympics. Michael has 2 golds. Kobe has 2 golds. LeBron has a bronze and 2 golds. Remember, Kobe had to help him get one. And then Steph Curry took over in this last one. NBA championships. Michael 6, Kobe 5, you 4. Michael is 11-0. 11-0. He has a donut when it comes to championship winning DNA, championship rated play. He has a donut. 11-0, 0 losses. Kobe has 2 losses out of 10. You're 7-8. How the hell do you think you're the GOAT? Because, that's right, you have the most points and the most this and the most that because of longevity. And I've always said when it comes to being the GOAT and all that nonsense, this is what I say. You match what the player did that you're chasing, and the number of years that they played with the number of years you played at the same time. Then match your numbers. What did you do in that period of time versus that period of time and what they did? If you're the GOAT, then you outdid them. As I've always said, there's a difference between beating a record and breaking a record. You beat Kareem's record. You beat this record. You beat that record. You did not break any of those records. You beat those records. And this in championship play, you're not 500. You're 7-8. 15 chances you've had. You're 7-8. Kobe's 10-2. He's had 12 chances. Michael had 11, undefeated, unlost, no defeats, undefeated, 11-0. Kobe 2 defeats. You 8. So don't try to change the narrative. Don't try to make yourself, because that's what you're trying to do. You screwed up the NBA with the All-Star game. Thank God they fixed that. I bet your ass play hard against the international players, won't you? You don't think that Shea, you don't think that Jokic, you don't think that Giannis, you don't think that Wemby, you don't think they're going to come after us? You don't think they're going to come after and bust you, Steph, who else? Who would we have? AD, Embiid, Jason Tatum. You think they ain't coming after y'all? You're damn right they are. In LA, yeah, they coming after you. So we'll see what happens right there. John says, biggest problem with LeBron is the self-proclaiming team jumping. 100%, John. You're jumping. Come on, man. You jump teams. You couldn't win in Cleveland. You jumped to win in Miami. You went 2-1 in that. And you better be thankful for Ray Allen because you didn't show up in Game 5 when Ray Allen hit that 3. And had Tim Duncan been on the court, he probably would have got the rebound. He would never got that chance. But we'll never know. Let's talk about it. When you go back to Cleveland, you won because Draymond got kicked out. No question. They bust your ass by 20 every win. They're going to bust you again. No question. In San Francisco, they were going to bust y'all. It's going to be 4-1, another defeat for you. But you got. And the bubble saved you. Let's talk about how many times you got lost in the first round after you went to the West. And my whole thing with you, if you're the greatest, take your ass to the West. Come to the West and beat all the teams over there. Get through the gauntlet. You can't beat them when they've gone through the gauntlet and they're just playing against you and you go through the East. Come through the gauntlet of the West and see what happens. Then I'm going to have respect for you. Until then, I still don't. I lost even more. Angel says, LeBron fans say it's not the same as KD going to Golden State, but it really is. And set a bad precedent for players. Yeah. But KD left, LeBron left, they're really close, Angel. I think KD left because Oklahoma City wanted Russell Westbrook to be the best player. And so he's like, hell, if you want him, you can have him. And I think the same shit's going on now with them, with J-Dub over SGA. I see the same shit happening. Same bullshit that they did before. Hadn't learned their lesson. The only thing he learned his lesson was instead of not drafting players to go with the group of players, he's drafted players to complement and help build up the team. 100%. He learned that, but they ain't learned that lesson. You're not winning. I saw a deal today. They were talking about how the Thunder would win 55-plus games without SGA. You're out your damn mind. You are out of your damn mind. You're not winning 55 games with them without SGA. You're not. The winning for the Thunder has been simple. You play great defense, SGA closes the door. That's been the secret to the Thunder's success. I've done 250 or 300, 275 games or however many. I know what they have done. Defense opens the opportunity, closes the door, SGA shuts the door. Defense closes the door, cracks the door closed, SGA shuts it. That's been the secret to our success. It's not rocket science. We've gotten better and better and better on the defense, and with Ihart and Caruso, that sealed it, along with Queso doing what he's doing. Everybody talks about SGA's defense. He had 31 points, 8 assists, 5 blocks, 3 steals. What the fuck do you want him to do? J-Dub had 40, which was great, and he played magnificent. But there's no debate about J-Dub and SGA winning the MVP. J-Dub has gotten better. 100% he had 40. 100 better. But I'm sorry, In game 4, who won the game? In game 5, you can't say we won the game because of J-Dub. You can say we won the game because of J-Dub and Queso hitting threes, finally coming out of the closet, knocking down shots. Wiggins finally knocking down shots. And SGA just doing what he does. But I'm going to say this too. When they got within 2, what happened? What happened? SGA penetrates, hits Dort for a 3. Come back, SGA gets a steal, come down, gets an and 1. Come back, SGA gets another steal, drives to the basket, pops it back out, Casey hits J-Dub, boom, hit a 3. That's what happened to put us up and in the game. The MVP did that. Now, if you want to gloss over and put over the top, J-Dub, he's a magnificent number 2. He is not Scottie Pippen. Is he a new version of Scottie Pippen? Yes. Is he Scottie Pippen? I'm not putting J-Dub as one of the top 75 players in the history of the game. Are you? Scottie Pippen earned that. J-Dub is J-Dub. Scottie Pippen is Scottie Pippen. Now, is he a Robin? Is he maybe the best Robin to Batman, if you want to do that comparison? And for all intents and purposes, SGA is not Jordan. I don't see SGA having, 9 first-team all-defensive teams plus, 13 or 12 all-first-team all-NBA? No, I don't see that. But as far as great, yes. I watched a show the other day. I forget what. It was on YouTube deal, and it was the highlights. It was one particular player in the NBA, and people who are okay have different. And Baron Davis was in there talking, and he just laughed this guy off the court. He basically said, dude, the Packers. He goes, dude, you're one of those guys who walks around with a book in his hand with nothing in the book. And his other guy, he goes, you're following him. You're the guy who follows him. You ain't got nothing to support what you're saying except you got to look like you're smart because you got a book with no fact, nothing in the book. I just laughed. I go, damn, that's right. J-Dub had a magnificent game. He's not the MVP of the tournament. Without SGA consistently has done what he needed to do to get us there. There's not a comparison between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum faded during the playoffs in the finals. SGA hadn't faded. He hadn't faded. And J-Dub's numbers are getting better. And let's face it, game 4, he rested SGA by bringing the ball up the floor. SGA closed the door. 100%. SGA got the ball top of the key, finished it off. J-Dub this game did what he did. The defenses aren't geared to stop J-Dub. They're geared to stop SGA. He's still 31-5, shooting damn near 50%. And the defense the whole game plan is designed to stop him. He's still getting 30. It's not a comparison. Now, do I love J-Dub? Yes. Do I think we're going to, like I said before, we can win in the season without him? We won 5-0, didn't miss a beat with Queso. His playing his role. Didn't miss a beat. With that being said, I said before, we ain't winning without J-Dub. You out your damn mind. We ain't going to win without J-Dub. That's crazy. Who the hell's going to stepped up? Yes. Is he SGA? No. Is he the MVP? No. Has he had a fantastic series? The last couple games, he's gotten better. 100%. Not saying player movement is bad, but we see how we see more one-team players. Yes, Angel, I agree. I feel like it's overlooked that Curry had to save all those superstars in the Olympics against Wemby and friends. 100%, Angel. LeBron won again because of Steph, which, by the way, he's just the greatest shooter we've ever seen. Now, Caitlin Clark in the WNBA, we'll see. You look at what she's done numbers-wise, and you look at what she's doing. That's why I didn't put Steph in there with the Michael Jordan comparison with Caitlin. Caitlin is more Michael than Steph was Kate or Michael. because of what they did. Magic and Bird saved the NBA. People you guys don't even know. The NBA used to be on tape delay. You could play the game, go home and watch the finals on your TV. Magic and Bird changed that. Michael Jordan took the NBA globally. Caitlin Clark is taking the WNBA globally. You look at when she missed for 2 weeks, what happened? Ratings went down, sales went down, all this stuff went down. She's Jordan when it comes to that. She's Tiger Woods when it comes to that, of the women's sports. She just is of the WNBA, like it or no. Let me see. Captain America would have gotten silver. Be nice, Angel. No way people actually think J-Dub, that's the most better, think J-Dub is better. That's the most box score watching take I've ever seen, I've ever heard. I agree. But remember on the show the other night, Angel, after game 5, we had, I think it was Hotspot Casino talking about J-Dub could win the MVP of the finals. The hell you talking about? The hell you talking about? I think you backed him, Angel, didn't you? Didn't you back him on winning the MVP? One game. Who won game 4? They're not stopping J-Dub. They're not geared to stop him. They're geared to stop SGA, and J-Dub is the beneficiary. He is Robin. He ain't Batman. And I saw these guys trying to compare Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum in the finals last year. No, it's not. SGA's been busting their ass every game. And I agree with you, Angel. Box score watching, that's ridiculous. That's what you're doing.
You.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Nate? How you doing, big guy? Have you been on there for a minute?
Good, man.
You just got
It's been
on?
a while.
Huh?
Well, yeah, no, I was on for a minute. I wanted to listen to you rant.
Okay. All right. Well, what is your take on my rant?
Oh, it's 100% right. I mean, J-Dub is not Jaylen Brown. Yet, but he's not. I mean, SGA's Jason Tatum, if not better.
He's better than Jason Tatum. There is no
I
if
agree.
not.
100%. Well, some people would disagree with you, but that's okay. I don't.
Hey,
I don't.
Celtics
but
fans.
some people would. Yeah, no. So I mean, but you know what? I mean, it's in our eyes and in the truth, it's not an argument. But
No.
It's a lot closer than some of the other arguments people make. Like, I still think you could say probably. If you told me that Jokic or Giannis was the best player in the league, I don't think I'd probably argue with that
100%.
over SGA.
They're the three top players in the league. 100%.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're going to go outside and we'll come back to it. But what do you think about the Desmond Bain trade?
Oh, I thought that Orlando, even though he gave up four picks for him, unprotected, which they don't care because they're planning on winning. Unprotected, like I laughed at somebody said, unprotected picks only matter if you're losing. When you're winning, you're at the bottom of your 20s. What the hell's an unprotected pick in the 20s? It don't mean a whole lot.
Yeah, it's not.
It really doesn't. And I said that, but what Orlando did is Orlando said, we need another guy to go with Franz Wagner and oh my God, what's his name from Duke?
Banchero.
Who I still think we should have got over Chet. That's just me. But I'm not unhappy with the Chet thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad we have Chet, but I wanted Banchero. That I think he's the next piece that they need with him. I think that sent Orlando to another level because this is why, Nathan. I think that the East is wide open.
Oh, for sure.
It's wide open. Now, do I think Indiana's going to get back? I don't know. And that calf injury, when you do a calf strain like that, that's Achilles, bro. That's the first sign of your Achilles going bad.
Tatum's going to be out all year probably.
Yep.
But here's another thing too, dude. Indiana, they're great right now, but they got some contracts up at the end of the year. Miles Turner's up.
Which I think he's going to be a Laker. That's who the Lakers are targeting.
Oh man, that'd be a great.
That's a great pickup for them.
I wanted him. Yeah, I wanted him on the Thunder a couple years ago. I mean, He's a great player. But no, back to the Desmond Bain thing. I think that was a perfect trade for them because, and that's them saying, hey, you know what, we're going to win now.
Right. We're trying to win now. This is a perfect opportunity for the East. And on top of that, Nathan.
Oh, absolutely.
And on top of that, when you look at Memphis, they've decided I can't pay all three of them, and they need to get rid of that huge. Because remember, Desmond Bain got a max,
right?
not a max, super max. They got a max contract, so that opened up them. And plus, they've all said, okay, Ja, and what's our big boy's name? The center.
Triple J.
Yeah.
Triple J.
Jaren Jackson Jr. I said, that's what they said. Okay, we're building around you two.
About that, but
that's what they said. That's what they
well,
said.
John's a great player, dude, and I think you could build around him if he wasn't such an idiot.
Yeah, I think his time is come and gone. I think his time is come and gone. Yeah,
I think their window's closed.
I agree, especially in the West. The West, dude, like I was talking about earlier in the show, the West is ridiculous. But what has the Thunder done? The Thunder have said, okay, here we go. But here comes Houston. As I said last year, I said, before the year, I said, you got to watch out for Houston. They've got a squad down there.
I think Houston, they're going to get KD, too. I think they're going to get
KD, yeah. Well, the whole thing is that if Minnesota gets KD, it's over. It's going to be hard. It would be hard to beat them. It's going to be, wherever KD goes.
I don't know about that, man.
No, really. He is.
Well, here's the thing. If he goes to Minnesota, right? You said Minnesota. I don't think it's over because they're going to have to give up something to get him.
No, they said DiVincenzo, the big boy, the Tower of France, and who was it? It was one of their guards, and the 17th pick.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, think about when he went to Phoenix, right? Like, we're all like, oh, man, they're going to win, right? They're going to win. And they didn't do anything.
Well, that's because no one saw their team. No one saw what's his name going down.
I like KD, and KD is good. He's great.
He's great, bro. He's one of my he's my top 10.
But here's the thing, dude. He's old.
And he's still averaging 27.
But he's gonna be hurt a lot too.
He's one of my my top 10.
But here's the thing, dude. He's old.
And he's still averaging 27.
But he's gonna be hurt a lot too.
He still averages 27.
I'm just telling you.
I agree, but he still averages 27.
When he plays.
But my thing is this: I'm not offering 4 first-round picks for him because he's 37. I'm not doing that now. Am I offering a couple first-round picks or first-round picks?
No.
Over the guard that comes off the bench that's really good, Shannon.
Well, here's the thing, though, dude. If they do that, though, they're not going to have a bench. And that's the problem. To me, okay, so have we not seen in this playoffs? You've got to have depth.
100%.
Got to have depth.
Well, Angel just said, Nathan, Ant already swept KD with Book. Why would he want him? Which he's agreeing with you, basically.
Yeah.
It's what he's saying.
I think Minnesota. I think. Here's what I think about Minnesota. I think Minnesota has a chance to be a really good team in the next 5. They have a chance to win the championship. They're a good team.
Yeah.
In the next
3 or 4 years.
5 years. But if you make that trade, I think you either. I don't think.
Well, KD, he's already said he don't want to go there. He wants to go to Houston. He wants to go to Spurs.
Well, the Spurs already came out and said they didn't want him.
Right, I understand it. Right? Okay, so that leaves you with Houston, and which everybody thinks. I think even you believe that's where he's going to end up.
Mm-hmm. But that's another thing. What do you have to give up to get him?
Jalen Green. I'm giving up Jalen Green. I'm giving up a couple first-round picks. I'm giving up. I'm not giving up Şengün. I'm not giving up. The twin. I'm not giving him up. But I'm gonna give up Jalen Green, and I'll give you a couple first-round picks, second-round pick for him. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I do that.
I don't know.
I would.
I mean, I do that. I
But-
just don't
but-
know if it makes them that much better.
Well, to me, this is the daunting task everybody has. Here, I'm gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna come back, Nathan. We're gonna talk about this. Katie the Rockets, John says. Want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up over at SRB. They love to take care of you, especially if you have a water treatment plant in your city or your county. Hit those guys up. They love to take care of you because, as Nathan and I always say, who the hell does not like clean drinking water? And then, of course, Oak Grove.
Wine B water right now.
Some Y&B waters.
Absolutely. Water's 3 of them.
He just wearing me. He wears me out with that, Nathan. You know, Randy wears me out with that. Oak Grove Trucking. If you need dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit my guys up over at Oak Grove. They love to take care of you. And then, of course, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen.
Bank. Oh, come on, man.
I'm sorry. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. I left it open.
Bank that makes things happen.
Yeah, my bad. I haven't talked to you. I'm so not used to you being on the show, bro. Forgot about it. My bad. That equal housing lender.
Just a little bit.
You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go to the main bank, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. And you notice 66. What's up with him with 66?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he came on the YouTube talking about 66 steps. I was like, bro, stop it. YNB East.
He loves 66, man.
I know he does. YNB Parkway, which is off US 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks. And I-40 just south of I-40 right in front of the hospital. And, of course, YNB People's located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. And, of course, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. Guys, it's some good smelling stuff. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. Nathan, when I go by, I got to pick you up some stuff. I'm going to pick you up one. I'm supposed to go tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow I'm going to be there, so I'm going to hook you up. Penn Square Mall, there at the Dillards. Go by and see those guys over there. They'll take care of you. And as they always say, Matt, remember, pick the best for your best. I agree 100%. Let me see. KD to the Jazz for Laurie Marketing and a second-round pick, Angel says. Yeah, no, that's not happening.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know about that.
KD ain't going to Utah, bro.
I don't know about that. No,
KD ain't going to Utah. Nathan, that ain't happening under no circumstances is KD going to Utah.
Agreed.
Not happening. Not happening. But that being said, what is your take on J-Dub? People saying he should be the MVP.
That's comical, what that is.
One game.
One game, yeah, no, but here's the thing, like, people get caught up in this. Oh, he should be MVP. Oh, he should, like, let's just say it how it is, okay? This team's not winning without Shea. They're not where they are without Shea. But at the same time, they're not where they are in the playoffs without J-Dub either. Right? You can't win like you're winning without either one of those guys.
100%.
The MVP is not J-Dub. I mean, there's a reason Shea won the MVP of the league.
Yes, and the MVP of the Western Conference.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I was arguing with the other night on the show. They were sitting there talking. I was like, "Yeah, stop it. He's had one game. He's had one game." I said in Game 4 when he was bringing the ball up the court because SGA had played 42 minutes in Game 3 and was freaking exhausted. He brought the ball up. He had 4 turnovers, and he brought the ball up, and SGA just took over. I mean, what do you want? He scored 11 on our last 12 points. That sealed the deal for him. Period. Right there. We have no game. We are not going up 3-2 without what he did in Game 4. Not happening.
Right.
So I just said, let me see. John says, said it the other night, J-Dub is not consistent. He's just not. I love J-Dub, though. And we said, what did we say, Nathan, during the season when he went down for those 5 games? We didn't miss a beat. Queso took over, and we didn't miss one beat. We went 5-0 without him. I don't think we even smelled even getting close to getting beat. Well, no, the Detroit game was close. But for the most part, we didn't miss a beat. But without him in the playoffs, that's not happening. You're not winning without J-Dub.
Right,
There's
right,
no way.
Michael Jordan's not winning without Scottie Pippen.
Right. And I agree.
It's just
I forget who I was watching, Nathan, but they were talking about how J-Dub is comparable to Scottie Pippen. No, he's not.
no.
They're different players.
Yep.
I don't see, Scottie had what, 6 or 7 first team all defensive teams?
All defensive teams, yeah.
And I said J-Dub got on our defensive team because Caruso did not qualify.
Right. Or Casey.
But I'm just like, yeah, but I'm not like I told somebody the other day. They're like, wait, I go, so let me get this straight. You would take J-Dub over Caruso on our defensive team? Ain't no way in hell.
No.
No way.
You know what else this playoff runs taught me, dude, or showed me again that I knew I just needed to be reminded of?
What?
How much above and beyond a defender Lou Dort is
Oh.
Casey Wallace.
The torture chamber?
Dude, Dort is, my God. You forget how good he really is
Yeah.
until you have a stretch like this. And to watch Casey, now Casey's a great defender, don't get me wrong.
He's a good defender.
Yeah, but if you to see the difference between him guarding somebody and Dort guarding somebody,
Oh,
not even close. Not even close.
it's the weight.
Not even close.
You know what I said the other day? I said Dort is the NBA's version of Ray Lewis.
Oh yeah.
That's what he is.
I agree. Yeah.
He's
I agree with
he's
that.
big, he's quick, he's physical, lateral movement side to side, front to back, and then he's improved his 3-point shot. But that's what he reminds me of.
That's the thing that I forget is how good his lateral movement.
Unbelievable.
He can almost run as fast laterally as he can straight forward, man. That's crazy.
But Nathan, and I think you had talked about this the last time we talked. By the way, thank you guys for the likes on YouTube. We need more likes on our show. But Nathan, you had talked about this. You talked about how, the Thunder and the run that we're on. And we talked about this a little bit earlier this week or end of last week. Everybody's under contract for the next 2 years.
Yep.
And you have a 5-year window to make a run as a group. So next year, everybody's coming back. And like you and I said, you go ahead and you sign J-Dub to a max and Chet somewhere to, I don't know if you're going to give him the max, but a close to max. Because Chet got hurt. But, you pay them a different amount, but, as close together as you can, and you do it like you said, a year early, which saves you money. And then next year, you sign Queso a year early. But then you got to deal with Dort and SGA.
You got to keep Dort.
You got to keep Dort, but now that he's all NBA finally, which we thought, you and I argued about that last year, about him being all NBA. Now, Defensive Player of the Year, I still think that his problem with him is he makes too many stupid fouls. That's my problem with him. He will do a dumb foul. But when you talk about just straight up defense, oh my goodness, the torture chamber is real.
It's amazing.
And
here's the thing, Matt. You're gonna not agree with me at all on this.
Okay.
This is what I truly think is gonna happen. I think this summer you're gonna sign. Obviously, you're gonna sign the two guys. You're gonna sign Chet
And J-Dub.
Two extensions. This is what I think that you're gonna think is completely wrong. I think SGA signed a supermax extension this summer, 4 years. 4-year supermax. Here's my reasoning. Because the year after that, or I don't know if it's a year after that or 2 years after that, he can actually increase that extension if they want to. So they can add an additional year to it, which would be the same amount as if you would have signed a 5-year supermax the next year.
Okay, well, Nathan, this is the next year's $380 million. It's not $380 this year. So that's why I think next year.
That's not what I'm saying. So if you do a 4-year this year, it's like in the 300 range or something like that. And then the next year, he can re-up again for a 4-year extension. That would be that full $380 million. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, see, I think that he's going to
Well,
It's
here's what I think too. I'll be honest with you. I don't even think he's going to sign the max. I think what he's going to do, and again, this is just me. I know you don't think this way. I know tons of people don't think this way. But here's what I think. After I feel like we've got to know SGA better as a person over this last 6 weeks of the playoff run than we have in the entire 4 years he's been here.
I agree.
So after learning, well, again, I don't know him personally, and but this is just kind of what I get vibe from him. I think what he's going to do, he's going to go into Sam Presti and say, okay, Sam, because the dude, and I know he wants to be the first $400 million guy. I get that, but I think he's going to walk into Sam and be like, Sam, here's what I want you to do. I want you to sign me to a lower contract because I want you to use that money to either whatever, keep Dort, keep Payson, keep whoever, just like Tim Duncan did. I just think he's going to do it, man. I don't have any sources or any of that stuff. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay, here's my comeback to that.
Okay.
Next year, maybe he might do that, but I don't see him leaving $60 million or $70 million on the field. I don't see that. He doesn't have an agent. Hold on. He doesn't have an agent. So what he's looking at, I'm going to make this much money this year. John says he's getting the same vibe as from the guy talking. His name is Nathan, by the way, John. He doesn't come on the show as much as he used to, John. So, I know that's why you don't know him. But that's Nathan Taylor. He's been my co-host for a while. Here's my pushback. If, Jalen Brunson left $100 million on the table in New York.
Yep.
And I'm telling you right now, it's like Kevin Durant leaving all that money on the table in San Francisco. In New York, you got hedge fund managers. In whatchamacallit, you have Silicon Valley in San Francisco. They're not leaving $100 million on the table. What they're doing is Joe Lacob out in L.A. is talking to his buddies and saying, hey, listen, this is what we need to do to keep the team together. Let's do this. And we're going to give KD over here. You guys do him this, and then we'll hook you up on the ticket or whatever. You trade out like that. You do the same thing in New York with the hedge fund guys. You make up his money outside the court, which will take care of him in the future, just like you do with Kevin outside. In Oklahoma, all we got is oil money.
Well,
so I just don't see him. Now, if it's 10 or 20 million, Nathan, 100% I hear you. But 60, 70, 80 million dollars in Oklahoma? No.
here's the thing, dude.
Next year, next year, 380 million. That's not quite 400 million. Okay, I'll do that so you can sign some guys. Yes, but because he doesn't have an agent whose manufacturer can help him maneuver through all this, it says you sign for this much this year, this much next year, then this much the next year. That's what he's got in front of him as a supermax.
Here's the thing, and this is a counter to the counter, but I don't disagree. And again, I don't. I think you probably are right. Maybe it's just me hopeful thinking, but I don't know if SGA cares, man. I don't know if he cares.
Well, John says he agrees. He says he agrees with you. He goes, I see him taking less. Don't ask me why. It's just a feeling, which is what you're saying.
Well, and it goes back to this, like the interview. You remember the interview about where he started talking about his kid when they won the Western Conference Finals?
Yes, Aries.
He's in the interview.
His name's Aries, by the way.
Yes. So he says, you know what? He's like, I just looked at my son, and he's smiling. For those of you that didn't see it, he's smiling at me. He's just happy to see me. He doesn't even care what's going on. Doesn't even know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
He's happy to see me because I'm dad, right? And then he starts going into, he's really kind of helped me realize that what actually matters in life, and not to get caught up on the things that don't matter. And I mean, to me, when's the last time you heard a basketball player say that?
I agree. He's a different dude.
And so here's the thing. He's not Kevin Durant. He's not Jalen Brunson. He's not – who's the other guy you brought up? I don't remember.
Well, Jalen Brunson is the one that took less money, and Kevin Durant did too.
Yes. So to me – and here's another thing too. His contract – isn't his shoe contract up this year or next year, one of the two?
Yeah, I think it's next year. Well, it may not be because he just got his own shoe. The second year of his own
He's gonna
shoe.
make so much money off endorsements. Like, I
But
don't think he
Nathan,
cares.
my thing is this. I think it matters as a person who, I think, this is why I say that I agree. I understand what you and John are saying. This is where I disagree with you. I disagree with you because at the same point, he knows what's going on in the locker room. I don't know. John doesn't know. Angel doesn't know. You don't know. We don't know.
Right, right.
But the way that I see, the way that Dagnall talks about J-Dub and this, they know what's happening. Okay? So, nobody can pay him as much money as the Thunder. And if you and I's future thing of what we're saying is what they really believe that J-Dub is the guy, okay, then SGA is going, okay, here's a chance for me to get the money that I need to take care of my family for whatever. Now, if it's $10 or $20 million, I agree with you guys 100%. $30 million, I agree with you 100%. I don't think that really matters that much of a difference when you're talking about $300 million. Okay? But to me, there's a difference between 320 and 380.
Right.
There's a difference. That's $60 million. That's a difference. And he's in Oklahoma, where he lives, so tax rates, you know more about that than I do. So you see what I'm saying? So that's my issue. Those other guys can take less money because you have more things going on. When you look at Patrick Mahomes, that's your argument with Mahomes. He makes, how much he make on the side, Nathan? 40 whatever $1 million or whatever he makes in endorsements, which is what I think you're trying to say with SGA.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
but here's the
He's a
difference.
small market too.
Is the difference. But Patrick Mahomes is global. SGA is not.
Global?
Patrick Mahomes is global.
You don't think SGA is global?
No. Because the NBA.
Let me tell you this. Okay, here's the thing. If he wins this championship, you think he goes global?
I think that, listen, I think he's going to chance to get there. But the NBA next year has to have the Thunder on more than 20 times a year. They need more than even on Christmas.
Agreed.
So in order to be global, you have to be on of what 82 games. We were on 25.
Yeah.
LeBron and Steph were on what 40 something. 30 primetime games, you have to be on prime time to do that. The NBA has to switch and start promoting him. Now, to me, of the guys who have the opportunity to be promoted as the face of the league, he's most certainly one of the most qualified at the best. But the problem is he's not American. He's Canadian. He's Canadian.
And to me, that makes him more global.
No, I get that, but I'm talking about the face of the league.
Well, Jokic, I mean,
Jokic is not the face of the league.
who is?
The face of the league is still LeBron and Steph, and they're trying to promote. They're trying to promote Anthony Edwards, is what that's what they're trying to do. But Ant-Man is too. To me, he's too hip hop.
Well, here's the problem with Shea and why they maybe are not promoting him. The dude is boring.
Yeah, he's boring.
You know what I mean?
Listen, he's about his wife and his kid and hanging out and hanging out with, that's what he's about. Yeah.
That's why I don't think he cares, man. I just don't think he does.
No, he cares. He cares. Because this is my thing. As a player, Nathan, and I'm going to pose this to you and John both. When you're dealing with, let me see, what is this? John says the NBA needs to get cohesive streaming service for every game, not have 5 different apps. They're doing that because those 5 different apps are paying them. That's why they're doing it, John.
Yep,
But Nathan, what I'm saying is with SGA, when you take away your agent, what you're saying is this year I'm going to make this amount of money. Next year I'm going to make this amount of money. The following year I'm going to make this amount of money based on me being Supermax. That's what he's looking at. The agent is looking at the way that you are looking at it, breaking it down like that. That's not how it's getting broken down to him. You see what I'm saying? You're the one that's breaking it down. He's looking at this, or this.
I just think he looks at it, and again, you've been an athlete, you know better than I do, but I just think, and I keep saying he's a different kind of dude.
He is that.
But I feel like he goes home and goes, you know what? I make $40 million, $30 million, $50 million.
I live in
I
Oklahoma.
I would rather win championships than be the highest paid player.
No. He. What I'm saying, Nathan, is this. This is my argument to what I'm trying to tell you is that the way he's sitting there looking at it, yes, that matters. But when you take away your agent, then you're looking at it. Okay, here are my options based on year to year to year. And on top of that, in 2 years, the NBA deal kicks up. The TV contract kicks in. So salary caps are going to go boom. But between SGA, J-Dub, and Chet, that is 100 and what? 30 million between the three of them? 140 between the three of them?
Yeah, probably.
And we already have a low deal right now that what we're paying each other, what we're being paid. You know what I'm saying? You know, we still have some money in there for ceiling because we're one of the lowest paid rosters because of all the rookies and young guys we got.
Right.
So next year, then when you add in Dort's 30 whatever million that he's going to get, that's 160 million or something like that. You're going to be paying for 3 guys in 5 years.
Yeah, well, you got 20. You got Cruz on the book for 22.
Yeah. So you're going to be in luxury tax range. So the question is, what you do at that point, you're going to have to relieve something.
Well, I think you lose Hartenstein long term.
Well, you're going to lose Hartenstein. I'm not even counting him. That's why I didn't count him because he's here after next year is his second or the third year is his option, and that's when after that year 3. Well,
I don't think there's an option in the third year.
I thought he's getting 3 years, 90 million team option.
It's 3 years, but with no option. I think maybe a team option.
I think it's a team option. You're not going to. Sam Presti's not going to give you the ability to leave us. I don't see that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Especially like a Hartenstein. No, we'll decide. We're giving you 90 million, the biggest contract you've ever had. We're going to make a decision in the year 3 if we want to keep you.
Well, I didn't even tell you my most shocking statement I'm going to make today.
Okay.
After talking all this, you're gonna probably kick me off the radio. Hey, my prediction for the finals is Pacers in 7.
Without Hallie?
Without Albert, you know. I don't know why, really. I just have this gut feeling. I just think because TJ McConnell, dude, he killed us today, right?
Dude, he kills us every day for a few minutes.
That's what I'm saying. So to have him on the floor for 40
Nathan,
minutes,
that means he's going to be less. And now we're going to game plan for him.
I'm telling you, man.
Nathan, here's my argument to that. Number one, he's going to be the guy, which means he's going to draw Dort, or he's going to draw more attention now.
Sure. Are we for sure Halliburton's not playing?
Halliburton's not playing. That's what they said. And if he is, he ain't playing. He ain't playing with that injury. He didn't play last night.
Right.
Or the night before. He ain't playing with that, bro. You can't push off.
I'm just telling you,
I understand you're being the devil. I understand your negative attitude. I get that. But, bro, I've said we're going to win in 6. I said that before the series started. We're going to beat them in 6, if not 5. I said that.
Yeah, you did. Hey,
And I'm not going against
I
it.
hope you're right, and I hope I'm wrong.
You're definitely wrong.
Well, I hope I am.
And on top of that, they definitely ain't gonna come to Oklahoma City and win with T.J. McConnell as the starting point guard 2 games in a row. Now we really know what he's doing. Yeah, no.
Well, here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing, though. If you're gonna win, if you're saying they're gonna win in 6, I'm okay with that. If you're saying they're gonna win in 7. I don't know, because anything can happen in the game.
John says, don't put that devil magic on him.
No, dude, I've said this all along. I've been saying it since game 1. You just haven't heard me because I haven't been on the show.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying I've been right the whole time. I said we were going to win games 4, 5, and 6. I've been saying that.
I hope you're right.
Nathan, I've been right. Did you predict us to win games 4 and 5?
No, I thought.
Okay, then. Thank you.
I originally picked Pacers in 6.
Right. And now you're picking Pacers in 7.
Hey, but you know what? You know how many seconds?
In other words, Nathan, you're just going with the Pacers. You picked the Pacers in 6. That's not happening. So now you're picking the Pacers in 7.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's what you're doing. Okay, now that makes more sense.
Hey,
You're doubling down on your pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, you know how many live seconds of these finals that I've watched?
None.
That would be 0.0. Yes, that'd be correct.
Right. I know. That's why you haven't been on. That's why John didn't know who the hell you were.
No, I don't feel like I obviously when I say journalistic integrity, that sounds stupid because I'm not a journalist. But I feel like you should, if you're going to talk about it, you should actually know.
Watch
what
the.
happened.
No,
You
no,
know what I mean?
that's not true. How many of these people talk about it and don't know shit?
Well, let me rephrase it. I don't want that to be me. How about
No,
that?
just watch the game. No, Nathan, I'm gonna say this. How many times have you given me 2 or 3 things that have changed my mind? Agreed?
What? A couple, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So clearly, you have a comment. You have some sort of ability to give me good points that are more valid than mine. Now, I know basketball, but I've been a couple of times, and you've been right. Yeah, that word.
Sound like eight. Sound like eight.
Who, by the way,
Hey, by the way, is he watching this dog show right now, you think?
no, he's passed out. He's still stressing. I got home last night. It was storming. He got stuck underneath the bed again. I'm like, bro, you're 90 pounds. You can't crawl under the bed, bro. He got stuck again last night.
Hey, let me shoot out something to you real quick, just because I want to get get off here and not forget about it. There was a stat thrown out the other day that I was just found unbelievable. Okay, so 25 seasons in the NBA. So not necessarily 25 different people. This has happened 25 times. A person has scored 3,000 or more points in the regular season and the postseason.
Uh-huh.
SGA just did it.
How many people?
25th time.
25th?
25th time, I think there's been 12 people. Let me count here. I've got the list right here. Okay. The people that have done 3,000 points in season and postseason.
Jordan.
In one season.
Hold on.
Jordan.
Steph Curry.
Nope.
Steph's not on there?
Not Steph Curry. Nope.
Ooh.
It was a tough list for me, man. It's a tough list.
Let me see. 3,000. It has to be somebody lately because they have to have Paul Pierce.
Nope.
I'm trying to think of somebody who won the chip, won it all, had to play enough games. That's what I'm trying to think of.
I will tell you that 2 former Thunder players.
Oh, KD and Russell. Oh, excuse me, KD and Harden.
Yep, that's right.
Because Russell didn't play in their playoff games. Let me see.
It's a tough list, man.
Hold on. Give me an Eastern Conference team.
Eastern Conference team. Ooh, so a couple of these guys I don't know who they played for. Okay, I don't even know if the Bulls. But
Let me think. Let me see.
Okay, I think he did this when he was with the Magic, but I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know
Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq. Right.
Kobe.
Yep, Kobe. That's right.
Let me see. Not Paul
Like
Pierce.
guys.
Huh?
Guys
Oh,
that I don't
Reggie
know.
Miller, maybe?
Uh-uh.
Reggie didn't make it, huh? Okay, wow, that's crazy.
There's one more recent one, by the way.
Recent. Oh, Luka.
Luka. Yep, that's right.
Let me see. Not.
You're forgetting a pretty obvious one a guy that you really like.
Oh, Kevin Durant.
No. You already said Kevin Durant.
No, I didn't.
This is yeah, you did. You said
Oh, I did. That's right. Kevin Durant and
This
Harden.
is an older player. Older player.
Not Tim
Played on your
Duncan.
team. Played on your team.
Oh, Magic.
Well, what used to be yours. Nope.
Huh?
Same era though.
Oh, Kareem.
Man. Yep, Kareem. That's right. Kareem did it.
I know Wilt. I don't think Wilt. Oh, Dwayne Wade. Ryan says
No, you're right. Wilt did it.
Wilt did it. Dwayne Wade.
No. 3 more.
Ryan. Nope. Ryan. Not Dwayne Wade. 3 more. Oh man. Let me see. No
Probably
Celtics.
less obvious.
Larry Bird.
Nope.
Larry Bird didn't do it.
No, let me look up and see who these guys played for.
Angel, we're talking about the number of players who have scored 3,000 points during the season and 3,000 points in the playoffs.
So there's 3,000 points total for the regular season and playoffs.
Oh, 3,000 for the regular season and the playoffs, Angel. 3,000 points for the regular season and the playoffs, so including it all.
Yeah.
We're missing 3.
One more Laker.
Oh, Jerry West.
Nope.
Not Elgin Baylor. Older or younger?
Nope, you go there. You got
Elgin Baylor. Okay. So there's two left.
Two left.
John, I said Jerry West, and he said no.
Nope, not Jerry West.
Elgin Baylor was the guy, John. Man, Nathan, that's good.
Tough, man. It's tough. Let me see who this guy played for.
Does San Antonio Spurs have one?
I don't think so, but I don't know who this guy played for. Okay, ooh, this is way back. 76ers, he played for the Knicks, the Celtics, the Pistons, the Nets, the Lakers, and the 76ers.
Moses Malone?
Nope. Let me see. I'll give you years. Played in the NBA from 72 to...
Oh, Bob McAdoo.
8. Yep.
Oh, that was a good job, Ryan. Ryan Rogers goes Bob McAdoo. Yep, Bob McAdoo. So we have one more?
Yeah, got one more. I don't think you'll probably get this one.
Older or younger?
Older. Let's see. Played in the NBA from 65 to 1980.
Ooh.
Played for the Warriors, the Caps, which I don't know.
Rick Barry.
Yep, that is correct, sir. Rick Barry.
When you said the Warriors, I knew I was talking about scoring machine because Rick Barry still has the most points through 4 games.
Oh, I didn't know that, actually. Didn't know that.
Oh, Pistol Pete. No, Angel Pistol Pete didn't do it. But yeah, that's a good list. So who is it, Nathan? Who is the list?
Okay, so Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, Rick Barry, Kareem, Bob McAdoo, Shaq, Kobe, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Luka, and Shea.
That's a pretty good list, bro.
But here's the thing, though. Only 2 of those guys did it more than once. This is the interesting part about it.
Only 2 of them did it more than once? Michael Jordan, for sure.
Michael Jordan was one.
Huh?
You want me to do the list again?
Yeah.
Okay, so Michael, Wilt, Elgin, Baylor, Rick Barry, Kareem, Bob McAdoo, Shaq, Kobe, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Luka, and Shea.
Kevin Durant.
Nope.
Older, younger?
Older.
Oh, if not Kareem, would have to be the other one because he played in how many finals?
Nope, he didn't. It wasn't him.
Then it would have to be like a Rick Barry because somebody that.
Nope. Wasn't Rick Barry.
White dude, black dude. I'm kidding.
Black dude.
Oh, well, I knew that.
Is there any white dudes on here besides Rick Barry? I don't think so.
No. Elgin Baylor, Angel says?
Nope.
Dang, Nathan. And not Kareem, huh?
It's Wilt.
Oh, Wilt. Oh. How many times? So how many times did he do it?
Okay, so yeah, here's the impressive part, right? Okay. So Wilt and Michael both did it more than once.
Uh-huh.
So everybody else has done it once. Wilt did it 5 times, 4 times, 5 times. Michael did it 10 times. 10
Wait,
times.
what? Jordan had
Michael
10 times?
10 times. Yes.
He scored more than 3,000 points in a season, including playoffs, 10 times.
10 times.
Wow.
That is unreal.
That is crazy.
That is one of the most impressive stats I've ever seen.
So 10 times Jordan scored over 3,000 points, including the playoffs, in a season.
Yep.
And LeBron has done it how many times? Not once?
LeBron would be 0. Yes. That would be 0. So that just tells you, GOAT, whatever, dude. Never.
Wow.
There's not even an argument.
Wow.
Is there?
Yeah, but when you talk about when you talk about GOAT, when you talk about GOAT discussion, you talk about won the scoring title, won the MVP, won all of defensive team, won the MVP, won the finals.
Here you go. Let me just go ahead and I've got his list right in front of me.
Uh-huh.
6-time NBA champion, 6-time NBA Finals champ or MVP, 5-time most valuable player, 14-time All-Star, 3-time All-Star Game MVP, 10-time All-Star First Team, 9-time All-Time
First Team, all defensive.
Yes, 9-time All-Star First Defense. Yes, NBA Defensive Player of the Year, All NBA Second Team, NBA Rookie of the Year, NBA All Rookie First Team, 10-time scoring champion, 3-time steals leader, 2-time dunk champion, 3-time athlete of the year, consensus national player of the year 1984, ACC, and then you're just going down there. But I mean,
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's
crazy.
pathetic. Well, it's like that. It's like that stat that I gave Nathan when it was talking about, what they did in championship games.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
Jordan is 11-0,
6-0.
Kobe's 8-2, and LeBron's 7-8.
Okay,
I,
let me go ahead and throw this out for you too. Okay, he's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I'm taking out the 2 seasons with Washington because I don't think those count.
I don't count. I agree.
So 13 seasons in the NBA. 10 out of his 13 seasons in the NBA, including his rookie year, he scored 3,000 points in the regular season and playoffs put together. 10 out of his 13 years.
With 6 chips.
Yeah, with 6 chips in the middle, and MVP of all.
Okay, I have a question. And I have a question for you guys too, Angel and Ryan and John and you, Nathan. LeBron says championships don't matter. Do they?
Coming from somebody that doesn't win any championships.
Well, no. He said that championships don't matter. Championships don't define you as a great player. And he started mentioning Allen Iverson's how they're not considered great players. I'm like, who the hell said Allen Iverson wasn't a great player? Who said that? I'd like to go have a conversation with him. I'd like to have a conversation with him that says that Charles Barkley wasn't a great player. Who the hell said that? Where the hell did you get that from?
Dan Marino. Who said
Dan Marino. I mean, you look at, I said it earlier, and I was like, you compare Russell Wilson and Dan Marino. Are you going to say Russell Wilson is better than Dan Marino because he won a chip?
You would be high as a kite.
No. And so my deal with LeBron is, bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And it's just your way of trying to change the narrative. And I talked about the All-Star game. The All-Star game sucks because you didn't want to play hard, so everybody else didn't play hard. You ruined the All-Star game. All-Star game used to matter. But I promise you now, Nathan, it's going to matter next year in L.A. It's going to matter.
Yeah.
When you have the international, which how long have I been crying for that, Nathan? For a year? The international versus the Americans? I've been on that. Mm-hmm. Hey, have them play each other. Because I can promise you, they're going to go after the United States. They're going to go after us. I can promise you. And you see that roster they have, Nathan?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
I can just picture starting lineup being what? Jokic, Shea,
Luka, SGA,
Luka.
Yeah. Giannis, Jokic, and Wemby.
Wow. Wow. Man, he just have Jokic and Wemby in the front court. My God.
Yeah. With Giannis, and you got Giannis playing the 3.
Yeah, and SGA.
Well, actually, what you do is you'd have Jokic at the center, Giannis at the 4, Wemby at the 3, and then Luka and SGA, who gives a shit? Whichever point guard you want.
Yeah,
whichever one you want. Don't matter. Whichever one you want.
They're going to smoke us,
Dude, I was like, oh, my God. And as John says, another excuse. Excuse. I mean, Nathan, I'm sitting here looking at it, and I'm going, wow. That All-Star game.
Out, though, we've got Anthony Edwards.
Well, I mean, you look at it, though. You got KD. I mean, it's no joke. I mean, what I'm saying is the top 5, where the USA has the advantage is 6 through 10.
Let me ask you this, though. In 3 years, the USA team is going to be pretty bad, right? In 3 to 4 years, because you don't have LeBron, you don't have Steph, you don't have KD.
Well, no, I think it'll be okay.
You don't have the star power, dude. I'm telling you, the upcoming generation of the next tier of NBA players. USA does not have the star power that they
This is who the NBA would have. Right now you have Steph Curry, KD, Ant-Man, LeBron, AD, Mitchell, Halliburton, Brunson, Cunningham. The world has hold on.
Who's Mitchell?
Donovan Mitchell. The world has SGA, Jokic, Luka, Giannis, Wemby, Sabonis, Siakam, Şengün, and Porzingis.
How many people on that list, on USA's list, are over 35?
3.
That's it.
Then after that, you still have Halliburton, Brunson, Cunningham, AD, and Ant-Man.
Okay, AD's in the twilight. Do we agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you take out AD, Brunson, Tyrese, who are the other ones? Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, yeah, it's ugly. Cade Cunningham, who's emerging.
Okay.
Halliburton.
None of those guys are as good as the top 5 of the foreign players.
No,
None of them.
no, no. Your top 5 best players in the NBA are the 5 we just mentioned.
Yep.
They're all European. The top 5 are all European. Oh, but we have Jason Tatum, but I didn't count him.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't count
mean,
him. I didn't count him because he's not going to be back. So Jason Tatum, you have to put Jason Tatum in there. Jason Tatum can play.
You do.
He's a great player. He's a top 10 player without question. So you have to put him in there.
But wouldn't you say he's closer to 10 than he is 1?
He's closer to 6 or 7 than he is 10.
Well, no, I'm saying if you had to pick him 1 or 10, you'd pick him 10.
Oh well, yeah. If I'm gonna pick 1 or 10, but
So
this is
he's
my
closer to 10
okay.
than he is to
Remember,
1.
here's your first team All NBA: SGA, Jokic, Giannis, Jason Tatum, and then whoever you want to pick, whether that's Luka or whatever. And then Wemby is not a top 10 player. I mean, a top 5 player. Not yet. Barrett, he's close. He's out. He's 10 top. He's 10, 13ish, 9 to 14ish, somewhere near Wemby's. He's there. But your top 5 players are the 5. It's SGA, Luka, Jokic, Giannis, and Jason Tatum. Those are your top 5 players.
What if Embiid came back strong? Where would you put him?
I'd put Embiid top 10. I think Embiid is
You wouldn't
dead.
put him above Tatum?
No.
Okay.
No. Jason Tatum can play. Now, the question is, what's he going to be like? What's he going to be like when he gets back?
Yeah, we'll see. But I think, to me, best player means a little something different to me.
Okay.
To me, best player means how well you affect the game, the whole game, and the whole game. And Embiid affects the game in so many different more ways than Jason Tatum does.
I don't know about that.
I mean, just because I think he's an overall he's a more well-rounded player.
No,
in my opinion.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
No.
Okay, so Jason has a good handle. He's a clutch shooter. He can shoot. He can finish. Right? Pretty good defender. Not a great defender, but a pretty good defender.
Okay.
Embiid can shoot the 3. He can shoot the mid-range. He can
post
you up. He hits his free throws, 90% free throw shooter, and he's a beast on the defensive end.
He's a beast on the defensive end as far as the paint is concerned with the guy he's guarding, yes.
Well, he blocks shots.
That's what I'm saying, but I'm just saying he's a rim presence, yeah.
Big
But
dudes can guard on the perimeter.
if I'm gonna have my choice between the two, I'm going to take Jason Tatum.
Just because
Durability.
The history of injury. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, well, take everything being.
Now, if I take that out,
which it's not.
If I take that out, I'm gonna take Embiid. If I know that I'm gonna be able to rely on you, if I'm gonna be able to rely on you for the full season, I know you're not gonna get hurt. I know you're gonna be dependable. Whatever.
He should have won 2 MVP.
Yes. Well, the year that, like I've broken it down, the first year that Jokic won, that should have been Giannis's 3rd. He was a monster.
3rd in a row.
But they don't do that. His second one he won, his second one that he won in a row, that one should have. His 3rd one that he did not win in a row that they're arguing about, that one should have went to Jokic and be his 1st. Last year, I believe that SGA if he'd have played against the 76ers, if he'd have played against Boston, and he'd have played against Indiana, all 4 of those, including New York, all 4 of those games were on national TV. And he beat the Knicks and got hurt. And he did not play against those others because nobody saw us play. If SGA had been seen then during that time, I believe the chance of him winning MVP would have been greater.
I agree.
Because I agree with Stephen A. Smith. I thought SGA was MVP last year. He smoked Denver 4 times. He smoked them 4 times. We watched him. Now, I don't count the last victory over Denver last year because Jokic did not play in that game. But those other three previous games, we went 2-1 against them. SGA smoked Denver.
Not to mention 2 game-winning shots, right?
Yeah, so he smoked them. So to me, this is my problem I have with these NBA guys doing their voters. Okay, if there's a toss-up between you having an issue with one guy or the other guy, what did they do head to head? If you're wondering, like with what's his name, Tim, what's his name, he drives me nuts. Tim Legler. Tim Legler.
Okay.
My problem with you is, bro, you said, I think SGA is going to win, but I voted for Jokic based on what he did. What about head-to-head this year, bro? Jokic beat him one time in stats this year, head-to-head. SGA smoked him 3 times, head-to-head. Let's talk about them head-to-head, not who they did against other teams and other players. Let's talk about them head-to-head. What did they do against each other? And you're still voting for Jokic over SGA? What did they do against head-to-head? What happened? We busted their ass. SGA busted their ass. Jokic had 1 game this year.
And as much as I love SGA, and I think he deserved the MVP this year, if you ask me who the best player in the league is, I'm not saying SGA.
No. Jokic is the best player in the league. I'm not denying that.
Right.
What I'm saying is the MVP, who was the most valuable player in the league this year, not who was the best player in the league, who was the most valuable player to his team this year.
Well, there's no contest.
That's what I'm saying. Now, I'm not debating on Jokic being the best player. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
I was just making 2 separate points. Is what I was saying.
Right. I mean, nobody says SGA is the best player. Now you're going to argue and say, the top 3 players are him, Jokic, and Giannis. Those are the top 3 players, but Jokic is the best.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. I might put Giannis too. I don't know. I think it's so close.
It's close. And, my thing is this. The problem I have with SGA is he disappears a little bit to let his other players score.
He does.
I don't like that. Because if he wanted to go get 50, he could go get 50. But he chooses not to for whatever reason. And I hate the fact that we are 0-4 in game 3s because he smashes you in games 1, he smashes you in game 2, and then all of a sudden he doesn't shoot a lot in game 3, and here comes J-Dub shooting and Chet shooting and all this shit. I don't like that. And we lose. And then in game 4s, he comes back and he busts whoever's ass to win game 4s. Nathan, we're 0-4 in game 3s against Dallas, against Denver, against Minnesota, against Indy. We are 4-0 in game 4s. That's Dallas, Denver, Denver, Minnesota, and Indianapolis. And what do they all 4 have in common? SGA came back and busted their ass. And we're now 3-1 in game 5s.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this thing that they've been kind of doing the last couple games with the SGA and J-Dub co-ball handling and the other 3 guys just kind of...
Okay, what happened I talked about this. In game 4, remember we played every other day. Remember that was the only time we played Wednesday, Friday. Which after we got beat in game 3, I said that's an advantage to the Thunder playing game 4, not having to wait 3 days, but only stay in 1 day. That was an advantage to the Thunder. Right. Now the disadvantage was SGA played 42 minutes. He was exhausted, so you had to bring J-Dub bring the ball up the floor. He had 4 turnovers. But at the end of the game, what basically happened was because he was subbing SGA out early in the first quarter and third quarter, letting him start the second and fourth quarters, which is where we were having issues. Remember. And what he did is he took SGA out for minutes in the fourth quarter too, which he doesn't do J-Dub. So the SGA would be fresh at the end, even though it was for a minute. Took him out for a minute. But at the end of the game, J-Dub brought the ball up the court, and then SGA scores 11 of our last 12. Now, that being said, when you look at what our team did going 3 for 17 from 3, that hurt us because SGA was not having. Now, that being said, when you look at what our team did going 3 for 17 from 3, that hurt us because SGA was not having. Now, that being said, when you look at what our team did going 3 for 17 from 3, that hurt us because SGA was not. What happened in that with that extra day's rest is this. SGA was then able to have the ability to take over in the fourth quarter in Game 4. Game 5, he goes back to shooting point, being a point guard, and what was our stats? What did we shoot?
Pretty good, weren't they? I don't remember exactly, but it was a lot better. Obviously, a lot better.
Okay, here, I'll pull it up here, Nathan. My alarm just went off for whatever reason. The Thunder shot 4 for 32, 14 for 32. We were 3 for 17 in Game 4. We were 14 for 32.
That's really good. That's really
Okay?
good.
14 for 32. And we only shot 17. We made 3 threes. We made three threes in the first 5 minutes of the game with SGA running point versus J-Dub. So that's my counter to whatever those people are saying. It's like, you're an idiot. We shot 17 threes, made 3. Why? Because we were out of the floor of the offense, because it was every other day, and Shea was exhausted, so you had to have J-Dub bring the ball up the floor. He's not a ball handler, which is the problem with second and fourth quarters not having A.J. Mitchell. You have to have somebody who can handle the basketball.
Well, I think we've got that guy. He just hasn't played yet.
A.J., oh, yeah, Topic, 100%.
Yep.
And I said this on the show too, Nathan. I said, when Topic gets back, when you double team SGA, what's going to happen? Now you got Topic throwing the ball to, which is what Josh does. We would kill him. You double teamed us with Josh, we're killing you. We're killing you.
Mm-hmm.
And where we miss Josh again is, and where we have Topic back, you don't have anybody to pass the ball in.
Well, out of bounds. I was gonna say out of
You
bounds.
tried SGA, he threw the ball away. You tried Caruso, he threw the ball away.
Caruso.
You don't even put Jade up in there because you
How
don't
many
trust him at
times-
all.
How many turnovers have we had on out of bounds plays this postseason? Tons of them.
6 or 7?
Yeah,
8?
tons of them. 3 in one game, right?
Yeah. Well, that was because of
3 in one
Kaysen.
fourth quarter.
That was Kaysen. That was the start of the fourth quarter. We're up. We scored. They score. Kaysen throws the ball away. T.J. McConnell steals. They score again. T.J. he throws the ball away because J-Dub didn't even look to see where he just was going to catch the ball and run up the court like he's been doing all year. No, you turn and see where the defense is, then you go get the ball. He just caught the ball and turned. Never looked. Never saw where T.J. McConnell was. Never looked. And then Caruso trying to toss the ball over TJ's head because he's short. Jumped up and caught it. Fourth quarter. But like I talking about MVPs, when they got within 2, 95-92, what happens? SGA gets a steal. We come down. He penetrates, kicks it back out to Kaysen. Kaysen hits Dort. Or he kicks it to Dort. Dort hits a 3. Come back down. He gets another steal. Gets an and 1. All of a sudden, we're up 6. Come down, gets another steal, goes down the court, kicks Kaysen. Kaysen hits J-Dub. Boom, gets another steal. We had another. All of a sudden, we went from being up 2 to being up 11 because of what he did in 3 consecutive possessions on defensive end. And you talk about, and he had 4 blocks, Nathan. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? J-Dub had 1 game, and I'm happy, and I'm glad, and he was magnificent. But 1 game, what about the other 4? And yeah, he scored more points in each game, 100%. He's getting better.
Yep.
He ain't the reason why we, because I said without SJ in Game 4, without J-Dub bringing the ball up, and he scored, 2 points in the fourth quarter? That's your MVP?
Something like that. Yep.
Scored 2 points in the fourth quarter. That's your MVP. In Game 4, down 2-1. That's your MVP.
I guess it's better than not having a made field goal all night, right? Isn't that what Halliburton had in Game 5? 0 made field goals?
Angel says this series has been over since Game got him. Game. Which one is that? You didn't say Angel. Which game is that? You says Game got. Because Game 1. Oh, okay. Yeah, Game 1 we gave. Like I said, this reminds me of the Denver series, didn't it, you, Nathan? We give away Game 1.
Yeah.
Spank them in Game 2, lose Game 3, and then go 4 and 5, and then SGA and Caruso are the only ones that showed up in Denver at all. I don't think J-Dub got on the plane. I don't think Chet got on the plane. I don't think Queso got on the plane. I don't think Dort got on the plane. I don't think so.
Here's the thing.
Angel says since Game 4. Okay, Game 4. Okay. Yeah.
This team is better than this team is better than that team though.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, the Pacers, they got a lot more depth.
offensively.
And I don't know, man.
Offensively.
Those two guards,
No.
Naismith and Nemhard, are really good defenders, man.
Okay, but those are starters. That's not bench.
And I'm just telling you, though.
You said
They
bench.
got-
We said bench.
I said depth.
Well, that's
And
bench.
there's-
Depth
no,
is
that doesn't
bench.
necessarily mean bench. No, depth at position.
No,
too.
no. Depth is bench. You have your starters, and your depth is your bench.
Well, if you take that into account, we have 3 defenders that are as good as those two.
What we do is when it comes to their bench, which makes the difference, their bench is better offensively than we are. But
Yes.
defensively, we're defensively and offensive bench. They're not. Our
Yeah,
depth is both.
It would help. It would help if our role players started playing.
Well,
right,
Kaysen
you know
hit
what
some
I mean?
threes. That was the
did,
difference. He
finally.
wasn't making threes. Wiggins hits threes. Look, I don't want Wiggins and Dort to do anything but shoot threes. Period.
Agreed.
Period. And we've talked about that. So, all right, bro, I got to get out of here. I got to go train kids, beat these kids up, man. I got to go beat some kids' heads up against the wall.
All right, man. Remember what I said? Pacers in 7.
No, nobody's mentioning that, bro. You said Pacers in 6. Just say I'm expecting the Pacers to
God.
win. You went Pacers in 6. That's not happened. Now you're saying Pacers in 7. All you're doing
Okay,
is
fine.
doubling down. You're just
Pacers-
doubling down. You're doubling
I'll
down on the
take-
Pacers winning. That's all you're doing.
Pacers. Okay, that's fine. I'll say Pacers winning. Just remember I said that.
Yeah, you said Pacers in the beginning, so that's all you're doing. You know, whatever. Anyway, like I said, Thunder in 6 before the playoffs. I don't have to come back and change and go Thunder in 7. I said Thunder in 5 or 6.
Hey, okay, yeah. Just keep taking your shots, man. Keep taking. Come on, okay.
I'm out of here, man.
Hey, it's funny to think. No, hold on. Let me throw this. out
Okay,
there. Is
okay.
it funny to think that the NBA draft is in 7 days.
7 days.
7 days NBA draft.
Everybody thinks the Thunder are going to
That's pretty
move up.
nuts,
Everybody thinks the Thunder are moving up. I'm like, for what? Oh, John says Pacers in 9. John says Pacers in 9.
Fine, I'll say Pacers in 10. Pacers in 10.
He's doubling down now. John, he says Pacers in 10. Angel says Pacers in Cancun. Oh, my God. Y'all are a mess, man. Love you guys. Y'all are
yeah.
cracking.
Yeah, with that championship trophy, they'll be.
Oh
in
my
Cancun.
God, I'm done with all y'all. I appreciate all y'all's comments are crazy. Anyway, I gotta get out of here. I've got to be at the gym in 20 minutes to train these kids.
All right, man.
I'm not even set up. So, hey, brother, I appreciate you coming on, and I need to go to. I think tomorrow I'm doing the show at Creed.
Ooh,
So we'll get that done. I'll get your cologne for you, bro.
yeah, grab me some stuff.
I will. All right, bro. Appreciate you. It's my guy Nathan
All right,
Taylor.
talk to
My guy Nathan Taylor. It's good to see him. Fine to be on the damn air. He's too busy. Can't come hang out with his brother on the air, but you know that's how he is. Unless I'm at UConn at the bank, then all of a sudden, oh YMB, oh yeah, he's there. Can't even set my table up. The table's not even set up when I get there, guys. I have to find him and get the table set up and all this stuff instead of my walk in. It should be done, but no, that's how it works.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, you still on air? Oh, I thought you had
Just
left.
because of that, I'm never setting up the table again. Just FYI.
I thought you were off.
Never
My
setting
bad.
up the table again.
My bad, bro.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No, he does a good job. I've got to give him a hard time because I haven't talked to him. So, but everybody else, peace out.